Hey everybody, Portia here, coming back to give you an update on days 2 and 3-ish of the Create Before You Consume challenge. I gave a very brief introduction in my most recent video before this one, so if you have no idea what I'm talking about, go and check out that video and the links in the description to that. So, days 2 and 3. Now, here's what I learned from doing this challenge so far at the midway point where we are now. I picked one thing that was going to be my central theme, or the thing that I was going to do first, so I wouldn't get overwhelmed with all the possibilities for my writing and creative content. So I picked morning pages. I'm doing them in this simple Moleskine notebook. It's a Moleskine Cahier in the large size, lined, and I am enjoying this. I can get 3 pages done. I do them during the London Writers Salon, during the West Coast hours, which are 11 a.m. my time. I'm on the East Coast. I am not an early riser, and I find that being up and being ready to work at my desk at 11 a.m. is perfect for me. So catch a little bit of morning, catch the writer's hour, but I'm not up at the 8 a.m. New York time. That is not my bag. I would like to work towards that. I would like to try that. Push my schedule up a little bit and just see how things change, because I have been dealing with some fatigue and being tired this week, which has nothing to do with the challenge itself. It has to do with me being a chronic illness warrior and having chronic fatigue anyway. But I got over a cold last week, so I'm still feeling that residual fatigue. You know how when you feel better, but you still have that, you're not quite back to 100% yet. So that's what I'm going through this week, as far as my energy levels. So I have been keeping my nose to the grindstone. Now, the only thing that the challenge dictates is that you create before you consume, that you get to your writing desk, or whatever creative pursuit that you're going to work on, and that you do something before you do phone, email, browsing the internet, TV, podcast, whatever. That's the only thing that the challenge dictates. But me being a person that takes things all out and goes overboard, I wanted to really expand this challenge for me and use it to really get some things done, to catapult myself and my creativity in a new way, because I'm just coming back from a really long winter hiatus, which I did do some writing. I've gotten some poetry done. I've been on a few streams, but I've really been cocooning for winter. So I really wanted to use this as a way to get back, do some things that I wanted to do, and get a lot done, which I have been doing. I have been doing that. Yesterday, day 2, because I filmed the first video in the morning of day 1, I believe it was. So I didn't have a lot to tell you all about how the challenge was actually shaping up for me. So I thought the midway point would be a great way to fill you all in on what has actually been accomplished and where my head is. So the morning pages, like I just said, yesterday I got my newsletter out. I have been grappling with my newsletter for a long time, and grappling in the sense of, I have so many ideas. What am I going to do? How am I going to nail this down? So I'd been writing and rewriting and editing this newsletter for a while, but I really had it in a place where I liked what I was doing with it. I liked what I had to say. I liked the images and the videos that I was putting in there this time. So I'm very proud of the newsletter, and I will have links down in the down bar in the description so folks can go and check that out and subscribe if you have not already. But I'm very proud of it. I'm always proud of what I do in the newsletter. I would rather the newsletter not come out every week than for it to come out and be mediocre. I like to really put out the work and the essay that I'm proud of. That said, I also do want to be a lot more regular with it. I don't want to do my newsletter a few times a year. I started it wanting it to be a weekly thing if possible, maybe twice a week if I really am able to get in a good space as far as my schedule of writing and editing the essays and getting them ready to feel published and in a place where I feel really good about them. I really wanted them to come out once or twice a week, right? So I really want to get to a better place with how often the newsletter comes out without skimping on the quality, because I want this to be a quality thing, because I'm on Substack. A lot of people are on Substack. Substack is extremely competitive. But not just Substack being competitive. We get a lot of stuff to our emails. We have a lot of social. We have a lot of things that we can do with our time and read and engage in. And I really want what I bring to the table to cut through the noise. That's something that's really important to me, is that what I'm doing not be just a newsletter to be putting out a newsletter once or twice a week. I really want it to be something that I'm proud of and something that I have to say. So that's how the newsletter is. I'm feeling really good about it. Now that that's out, I can turn my attention back to poetry things. So the plan today was to do some poetry. Now, I just told y'all I don't wake up early. So I work a little bit later in the evening. I'm filming this at about 7:45ish. So this will go up late tonight, early-ish tomorrow. So I have time to do some poetry stuff. I have my metaphor my metaphor dice. Forgive me, I'm still exhausted. I have my metaphor dice from Taylor Molly, and I will be using those to do some poetry. I worked with those dice in Michael C.B. Chen's stream, which I have linked to a few times, but I will link it again below so you can see how I use the metaphor dice, and a more detailed video about the dice is forthcoming on my channel. But I will use those dice to help me come up with words and concepts for my poems. What I also have to do this week is I need to start working on some poetry editing, which I talked about it in my morning pages, and I was like, well, there's some trauma, and I don't mean it like literally trauma, but editing for any writer is a process. Editing poetry is a whole different beast than editing nonfiction. And I'm not going to say what editing fiction is like, because I've written very little fiction. I've written some, but I'm not a huge fiction writer. That's not really my genre as of right now. So I don't want to speak to what fiction writers go through with their editing, but I will say for me, yeah, editing poetry is a whole different beast. So the things that I have up in the air right now, I have some poetry editing to do. I have some poetry writing to do, which the writing will help me ease into the editing of some things that I already have. So I have some reading through and some editing to do on the poetry front. I have some paid stuff that I do need to get to. I have some stuff for psoriaticarthritis.com, which I am a patient advocate for because I live with psoriatic arthritis. So I have some content for that site that I will be working on this week. And I also am trying to catch up and get ahead of some things that are due at the end of the month. So that will be application stuff. So things like residencies or pitching essays and creative nonfiction to literary magazines and outlets and things of that nature, stuff that does not go on my Substack. So that's stuff that I pitch in batches. So I usually keep a hold of monthly deadlines and break that down into my weekly consumption. So that's what I do. I have my monthly deadlines, and then I kind of arrange that out. I also have a poetry performance thing that I'm working on. I'm not going to talk too much about that till I have more details firmed up, but I do have some performance poetry stuff that I'm working with. But saying all that to say, lots of irons in the fire, lots of things going on, juggling lots of things, and Portia is tired. I'm tired, boss. I'm tired. But as far as the Create Before You Consume challenge, that has given me such a boost of energy, that has given me such a, that has given me something to hang my hat on. It's given me an anchor, so to speak, in what I'm doing. So I am so thankful to this challenge. I'm so thankful to Lori for creating it. I will put all the links both to the Substack I will put the links for the Create Before You Consume challenge. It is a 5-day challenge. I will be continuing after that challenge is done because I love what this is doing for my creativity. So I am going to be doing a Create Before You Consume extended play. I'm not sure what that's going to look like. I'm not sure if I will be doing it every day past the week, but what I do want to do is I do want to have dedicated days of the week at a minimum that I make that part of my practice, is that I write something before I consume anything else, because this is really transformational for me and how I do things, and really getting in touch with what I want to say before letting in anything from the outside world has been really helpful. So I will be keeping this up at least for a little while in some form or fashion. So the plan, the preliminary plan, is to do the extended play and to make videos recapping how that is going with the Create Before You Consume extended play, if I can talk today. So that will be hopefully weekly videos now instead of the daily every couple of days check-in. I'll check in weekly with how that process is going and how the morning pages are going as well. So I don't want to stay before you too long, but I know I said these check-ins would be shorts, but let me tell you, your girl is a little bit too verbose. Your girl talks a little bit too much to be trying to do a 60-second video. I tried to do it for day one, uploaded it. The video said that it was 60 seconds. I uploaded it to YouTube. It was a minute and 1 second, and now it's not a short, it's just a vertical video. And nobody needs that kind of negativity and drama in their life. So from here on out, I'm going to stick to what I know, at least for the foreseeable future, and I'm just going to sit here and create a full-length video, because that's what I do. I do sit down in front of you, tell you what's up, take my time with it, explain fully my thoughts, videos. So, like it or love it. That's what we're doing. But one other thing that I have been doing, day 2 and day 3 of this challenge, is in trying to contemplate ritual and the rituals that do help my creativity. I've been pulling a couple of cards. So yesterday and today I pulled cards from the Mystical Shaman, and I have the book around here somewhere so I can show you the Mystical Shaman Oracle. This is the guidebook, Mystical Shaman Oracle, and my card for yesterday was the Luminous Warrior. I love this card. I love this card. I had not worked a ton with this deck because sometimes with decks, Oracle, Tarot, Lenormand, whatever you use, if you use decks at all, sometimes, at least for me, I will initially be attracted to a deck, and I'll get the deck, and I know that I'm going to work with the deck, but it's not meant for me to work with that deck right at the moment that I have it. So sometimes decks sit and marinate for a little while with me, and then I end up coming back and using them a lot and integrating them into my practice. So let's talk about this Luminous Warrior card. So let's see, let me hit up this table of contents. Let's find the page. The Luminous Warrior. Okay, that is completely not it. This is it. So, the Luminous Warrior. The essence of the Luminous Warrior is that the Luminous Warrior has no enemies in this world or the next. He is impeccable in word and deed. He focuses on his light rather than on what hides in the dark, since he casts no shadow. He is as radiant as the sun and can transform his most terrible enemy into his ally. Now, there's a lot more here because this deck gives you the essence, the invitation, and the medicine of each card. Now, the thing that I loved about this one, and I'm not saying that I am a warrior of perfect sun and perfect light, because Lord knows I do enough shadow work. I know that's not the case. But this part in the invitation is saying, do not be seduced by what seems wrong with you or with the world. Remember that intention follows attention, so focus on your positive traits. Feed your light with more light. Now, here's the thing. I'm not one of those people who considers themselves a light worker or, you know, positive vibes only. It's not, that's not where I'm coming from. But where I'm coming from with this message and what I liked about this as it relates to my creativity is things flow where attention goes. So if I'm getting up and I'm getting up in the morning and saying, okay, this is what I'm focusing on, this is what I'm doing, and this is how I'm starting my day, this is my intention, having the intention set, doing the morning pages, using London Writer Salon for the intention of what London Writer Salon is for, and getting in there and writing the words, setting the intentions, doing the work, then there's no other choice but for the things to follow that. Like, if that's what you're setting out there, then that's what's going to happen. So spending that time creatively, whether you're just doing it to as a creative being, if you're doing it as an artist, a visual artist, if you're doing it as a writer, playwright, whatever you're doing, that intention is going to follow where your focus is and where your attention is. So I really needed that yesterday because I had such a bad sinus headache yesterday, especially when I woke up. I woke up with a horrible sinus headache. So getting that Luminous Warrior and seeing that it was like, okay, just keep putting your attention in this place, put your intention and your attention in this place, and keep working was super, super helpful. Now, today's card that I pulled, right? Flow. Now, okay, I'm going to read y'all a little bit of this one too, but flow. My God, today. My God, today. Flow. I had this one bookmarked still. Again, not going to read you the whole thing, but the essence of the card, though, there is a natural movement of events in the world. You can see it in phenomena like the tide, the ebb and flow of oceans and rivers that rise up from the earth, then flow to the sea. The symbol of flow represents the effortless and natural movement towards a certain destination. Y'all, y'all. Whether you believe in Oracle, whether you pull cards, whether you pray, whether you do none of the above, just speaking simply on just ways to boost your creativity and give you another outlook and give you a way to look at things. Now, y'all know I'm woo. I'm woo to the max. But I like having a tangible compass in some ways when I'm trying to do something, especially a challenge like this. And especially on days like yesterday and today when I'm tired and my heart is full and my intention is there, my heart is there, but I'm tired or I'm not feeling well, or like right now, my back is hurting, like my body is telling me, okay, Portia, like this, you're not going to be doing this too much longer. It's good to have something and to be able to acknowledge the creative flow in this way has been really, really, really super helpful. So those are the cards that I have pulled. That is the work that I have done. So I will be focusing on poetry for the remainder of how long I'm up this evening, which might not be long. But the rest of the week, I will be more focused on poetry stuff. I will be more focused on getting things done towards deadlines for the end of the month, for things that I want to do, and for pitches that I want to submit to other publications. So that is the game plan with the Create Before You Consume. I know this is a little bit of a longer video, but I really just wanted to come and talk about it, discuss it at the midway point, how it's been working for me, what my plans are, and I hope all of you are doing excellent out there. Thanks for spending some time with me, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and also don't forget to check out the newsletter. I'm extremely proud of it, and if you like what you see over on the newsletter, don't be afraid to subscribe there as well. Take great care of yourself and each other. Bye-bye.